Hello, I am a standard critic and let's talk about Rollerball. Rollerball started off as a short story which became famous thanks to the 1975 film adaptation, starring James Caan and directed by Norman Jewison. It's about a violent game consisting of people going around in circles on motorbikes and roller skates and carrying a ball. It's also a social commentary on society and consumerism, with a hero trying to make a stand in a strict world. The film wasn't a masterpiece, but for moviegoers it was enjoyable. Unfortunately, you don't get any of that in the 2002 remake of the same name. Directed by John McTiernan. Yes, that John McTiernan.
Come out to the coast, we'll get together, have a few laughs.
This is one of those examples where the behind the scenes is more interesting than the film itself. The first draft of the script was more faithful to the original, if not superior in every way, but McTiernan had it rewritten to focus more on the action. And after the first cut of the film was shot and edited at a runtime of over 2 hours, with an R rating, it was poorly received during test screenings for its weak story and clunky action. It was then heavily edited down to 94 minutes, with much of the violence cut out in order to reach a wider audience. Numerous scenes were reshot, including the ending, but at one point they ran out of money and they couldn't be finished. But they decided to release this jump of a mess anyway, and to no one's surprise, it bombed horribly. But the problems didn't stop there, because a few years later, McTiernan was charged by the FBI for lying to them about how he hired a private investigator to investigate the film's producer. This resulted in almost a decade of lawsuits and trials, and McTiernan eventually serving a year in prison. Let's take a look at the catastrophe that was the Rollerball remake. We start off in San Francisco, where our protagonist Jonathan Cross, played by Chris Klein, partakes in an illegal race of street luge. It's good to know that this dangerous sport doesn't need seatbelts, and yet the players aren't falling off their boards in mid-air. By the way, take a look at the wonderful editing. They are repeating the same shots twice. The police are on his tail, but he is rescued by a friend of his who just so happened to be there. And he's played by LL Cool J.
What happened to playing pro? I thought you got picked for the minors last fall.
Yeah. Well, that didn't quite work out.
The break you need is right here. They'll cover your travel, give you a 5K bonus just for showing up, and if you make the team, pow. Besides, it's a place where even a doofus-ass white boy like you can get laid.
Is that right?
That's right.
Come on, Jonathan! Think of the fame!
My flight leaves at 9 p.m. tonight in case you change your mind.
Jonathan finds out that the police are still looking for him, so he joins the rollerball team in Kazakhstan, Borat's home country.
Yug smash!
And in the span of 4 months, Jonathan has gone from an everyday youngster with long hair to a professional sportsman with short hair.
Hey, let's give him something to think about in case we see him in the playoffs.
Yeah, that means teamwork. So no more cowboy, hot dog shit.
Can't we all just get along, don't you?
No, Aurora's right.
I know.
No, not that Aurora. He's referring to the Black Widow. No, not that Black Widow. He's talking about this Aurora Black Widow, played by Rebecca Romijn. You know, Mystique from the early X-Men films.
Hailing from the wide-open plains of Texas, a former rodeo champion.
The sports announcer Paul Heyman, playing himself, explains how the game works, and I'll give you 10 euros if you're able to understand it, because I don't.
The ball must be held at all times. Player gear may be only used to dislodge the ball or prevent a score. First do the rabbit hole. That's that killer tunnel above each bench. Then make one circuit through enemy territory, and then they are eligible to score.
It's really that simple.
I've understood the rules of Quidditch better than this. They start the game with Jonathan taking the lead. Why do all the players wear silly helmets and other ridiculous items for their uniforms? The guy who runs the game, played by John McTiernan, gives us some pointless exposition.
I will not allow this game to become corrupted like so many things in this part of the world, you know? The integrity of the game must be maintained.
We are the hottest sports entertainment startup in the world, bar none.
Why bother explaining it to yourselves if you already know? But oh no, I smell trouble!
Toma, get down! Move!
Apparently that injury has caused the ratings to go up. Suspicious. Despite the incident, Jonathan's team wins the game and we cut to the dressing room.
We will see you in the morning.
Ah, bonjour. Je suis nouveau sur l'équipe. Je m'appelle Martin Gauthier.
How can she see with that helmet?
Really?
I'm blind, but I pretend that I am not.
I told you! The promised land!
Yes, sir.
They celebrate their victory at a club, but some people believe that the incident was intentional.
What's up, Danny?
What if it wasn't an accident? The chin strap's been cuffed.
You need to go tell Petrovich.
Huh? What was that?
You need to go tell Petrovich.
Worst edit ever. Jonathan goes to meet Renault and shows him the evidence.
If that fat swine was behind this, I will get the honor to take his team. Yeah, keep this.
What are you gonna do?
I'll take care of it. I swear on my mother's grave.
Why do I get the feeling that he's lying?
He's the angriest man in the game. He just doesn't know it yet.
Jonathan goes to another location where he encounters Aurora, topless. Apparently these two are in a relationship despite having no previous scenes together.
You are so naive. Jonathan, they knew. One of the TV guys put me onto this. Second caught up.
And never mind the fact that there's a TV in the sauna and the screen is not in any way steamed up by the heat.
That's Toba getting hit. It's caught clearly on 5 cameras. 1 camera follows the action, and 4 cameras follow a simple-minded boy at the other end of the track. They were called and told to get on him 15 seconds before it happened.
Later on, they get on their plane where Jonathan talks about it to Cool J.
Let's say they are screwing with the game. Then nothing. Status quo. We play, we win. And if it gets too sick, we walk.
They travel to Azerbaijan to play the next game, where we get a pointless cameo from the singer Pink, and also this scene.
What channel did you say you gave us in your territory?
109.
109. They do origami on channel 6 of your silly hairball network. I will kill you myself! I will disappear your whole family!
Something like this would have definitely created a scandal, but because this is bullshit land, this incident doesn't go anywhere. Renault wants the ratings to go up, so he has someone unscrew the barrier. He destroyed our barrier! Get him! Let's eat him alive! You two will be part of our dinner! This must be a very boring planet if ratings raise so high over such small accidents.
It was only a matter of time before one of these creeps realized that their take would go up as soon as they got a little blood on the track. Sooner or later, they're gonna kill somebody.
They then travel to Mongolia where we get more cameos, this time from the band Slipknot. Did you know that the music from the original cut was changed because the producers felt it sounded too Arabic? And yes, that's an actual quote.
You don't look so good. What's going on? Well, you see, you hit the...
Stop editing the scenes like this. One thing is not knowing how to write a good script, and another is not knowing how to edit a film.
With over a quarter left to play, it's the Horsemen.
You should make some arrangements.
Alex Simon.
I don't want problems. I want solutions.
Are they really that desperate to cause these accidents in every single match? Wouldn't that attract any unwanted suspicion, like what's happening right now? And didn't that guy say that Rollerball is very popular worldwide?
We are the hottest sports entertainment startup in the world, bar none.
Call me crazy, but I think a game like this would still be popular even without any serious accidents. Like football, a game about people kicking a ball.
He's kicked the ball. Now the ball's over there. That man has it now. That's an interesting development.
Speak it just fine, asshole.
Aurora! Aurora!
Aurora!
Okay, even a motorbike on fire would be suspicious. How would you explain the leak to the insurance company?
We're out of here.
Jonathan and Cool J decide to escape by heading towards Russia, leaving everyone else in their team behind. Holy shit, the place has turned into green like in the Matrix.
We left the rest of the team, Red.
Hey man, how many times are you gonna have to get your head handed?
No, seriously, why is this shown through night vision? None of the characters are wearing any equipment that would allow them to see like that. Well, there is an explanation. It turns out that the scene was shot in complete darkness and the filmmakers had run out of money to reshoot the entire scene, so they decided to add the night vision as a last resort, which looks stupid, but then again, I guess it's less annoying than not being able to see anything. Do you think it would have worked the same with the Battle of Winterfell in Game of Thrones? No, I don't think so.
Oh shit! Ridley, we got light!
I swear I didn't add that Looney Tunes sound effect.
Come on, baby!
They are about to reach the border when they are stopped at the last minute.
We can make it! Won't work, not double. Ridley, I'll be fine, I promise.
No!
Get to the American consulate on the other side. They'll have me on a plane first thing in the morning.
Close your eyes and take the money. God forgive me.
This better not be one of those films where the black guy dies. Oh, come on, you racists!
Let's go. Make sure you tip the border guards well.
Oh, thank God, everything looks normal again. Those 7 minutes in night vision felt so weird.
Did you really think I could let you pull a stunt like that? Even if I wanted to?
You obviously don't care anything for yourself, but have you thought about the girl? Oh dear boy, you don't imagine you have any secrets, do you?
Jonathan is blackmailed, but he tries to make a deal with Renault.
I want ownership. Part of the media rights, the gambling revenues, the works.
Good. Very good.
Aurora's kind of bugging me. You know, getting way too serious. Alexei, just trade her. I like the lady. I don't want her disappeared. I just want her gone. Okay?
All right.
I don't trust you, but I'll trust you anyway.
Gave me a lot of shit about wanting to become a partner. Just cover to get the girl out. Life is full of little disappointments. Make sure they get a number on her.
Jonathan is taken back to play the final game. you left us behind.
Really isn't sick, is he?
Don't get in this, Denny. Stay out of it.
You shouldn't go out there.
I've got to. That's how I got him to send Aurora away.
But it turns out that Renault wasn't trustworthy after all, because he had Aurora moved to the team that Jonathan is fighting against, and the game has some new rules.
Whoa. What's this? The game will be played with no fouls called and no penalties. What is this shit?
Several players are ordered to take out Jonathan in a scene mostly boring and hard to follow.
No more of this. Enough!
One of the players tries to tell everyone about Renault's actions, but he is shot by one of the guards, which sparks outrage among the audience.
Jonathan! 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 Jonathan!
Cut the satellite feed. I said cut it.
We Russians are not satisfied. What is up with these jump cuts that are skipping large portions of the action? Did they also run out of money? Imagine if John McTiernan had the same problem when making the first Die Hard movie.
John.
Hey honey, in a few minutes time, this building will be taken over by terrorists. I'll be the only one who doesn't get captured and I'll kill most of the bad guys. And there will be lots of chases, shootouts and explosions. But unfortunately, we don't have the budget to shoot any of that, so we're just gonna skip to the end.
It doesn't show signs of stopping, and I brought...
Jonathan manages to kill Renault just as the rest of the players fight back against their oppressors.
Bravo. Jolly good show and all that. But one of the basic rules in this sort of thing is that you must never kill a tyrant. Unless you made an arrangement with his successor.
Means I'm not done yet.
Oh fuck.
This game may be over.
Jonathan was sleeping? He wasn't even lying down the last time we saw him. Did they also skip that part? What for? Never mind. So to wrap things up, the audience starts a revolt and the film ends with this line.
Where are we headed?
To a doctor to start with. And then if you're able, I thought I might take you home to my bed.
Yeah, I'm on Durango, number 95. Take me to the home, Jack Boo.
Lame. The original is not perfect, but at least it had a story that made sense, and remaking it shouldn't have been difficult. Sadly, this was not the case. The story is weak, the editing is bizarre to say the least, the main characters are painfully bland, and unfortunately, John McTiernan has part of the blame for this train wreck. I wish he had stuck to the original draft of the film. At least it would have been more entertaining than any second of this thing. I am a standard critic, and thanks for watching.